In this video, we are going to be going over the introduction to the e-collar. This is day 1 of actually wearing the e-collar and using the stim. I've already done one lesson before this one, which is super short, just to figure out where his levels are and stuff. So his working level, finally, we figured out, was about a 3 or a 4. That's where he listens and feels it, but his aversion level seems to be a bit higher, which is the level where he feels the need. He's like, this is super irritating. Oh, this is kind of pinchy. I don't really like this feeling. How do I turn this off? And that number seems to be between 6 and 8. I try to stay on the lower side, like 6. And here we're going to be just communicating, finding that level for the second time, and then starting the conditioning process. Right here, I'm checking the levels, familiarizing myself, letting him know that I have food as well. I toss the food to get him away from me to make the recall.
Flapjack, come. Good boy.
So it seems to, I'm at an 8. So you can tell when I'm hitting any kind of button on the remote when the light on the remote turns red. Now on occasion you'll see that when I hit the button, it I'll hit a button before or after a recall or right before a recall, and that's because I'm locking the stimulation. The toggle on the very top of your remote, the one that spins, that is actually a button as well. So what I do is I hold it down to unlock it, I move the stimulation level, and then I hold it back down and I'll lock it. And that's what you do, you see me do in here in a second. Or if I already did.
4.
Well, so I just turned it down a little bit.
Good boy. So nice. Ready? Flapjack, come. Good boy.
So the timing of the e-collar is pretty important when it comes to the beginning conditioning phase, the beginning of the conditioning phase. So what you'll see me doing is I will be saying his name, Flapjack, and then the command, come. When I use the e-collar stimulation, what I will be doing is in the middle of saying his name, I will start the stimulation because it signals to him, hey, I need to start paying attention. This also gets him to start listening to his name. It teaches him to pay attention to his name, to avoid the stim, and then also the stim is started before the command, so that in order to turn the stim off, he has to complete the actual command.
So good. Flapjack, come. Good boy.
Right there, my timing was a little off. And there's going to be accidents and stuff. Don't worry about that too much.
Set of 1 to 3.
Cool. So he's working at a 3 right now.
Ozzy, quiet please. Good job. Come.
Alright, so this repetition is going to be really awesome to watch. So what happens is I throw the treat and it goes a little bit past the fence.
Good job.
So it's going to go a little bit past the fences. He's not going to come to me right away, but what you notice is that I'm still hitting that button, and I'm not holding it down. I'm tapping it pretty fast, so that when it actually comes time for me to release the button, I'm already most likely on my way to release the button anyway. So I'm less conscious about having to stop. So what happens is I throw the treat, he goes, I say Flapjack, and I start the stim, and then I say come. He doesn't come right away, and so I continue to hit it. And I won't turn it off until he makes his mind up to come to me.
Good boy! So good!
And here he gets a jackpot where I give him a bunch because he just left something that he wanted to come to me by choice, and I want a reward for that behavior.
Flapjack. Sit. Good.
So right there, you also see me do it with a sit. So what I did was right before I started to say the word, I started tapping. And then he completes the command. And then right when he completes the command, I stop tapping. The annoying pinch or tap or whatever he's feeling on his neck turns off when he completes what I say.
Flapjack. Sit. Good. Down. Down. Good boy. Stay. Come. Good job, buddy. Good boy. Good boy.
And you primarily want to keep the recall training as positive as possible. You want to correct him as little as possible. You want it so that when you say his recall word, whatever that is, and for him it's come, he comes running because he's like, oh my gosh, I want to get to you, but also he understands that there's a consequence for not listening, so he's more dedicated to doing the actual command. And then in the beginning, what I would recommend before doing the conditioning process on him is to practice on your timing on yourself. Figure out how it feels. Find your working level. What you would do is you put on your thumb muscle on your hand, and you're going to put the contact points there, and you're going to find right when you start to feel the stim. You're going to start at 0 and work your way up. Then stop when you feel the level that you can feel it at, and just kind of practice on your timing with that.
Good boy. Yeah.